would I do for 1 million YouTube video views? Actually, I don't want 1 million views on a video. Let me explain. As I see it, there's going to be 2 types of videos that are going to hit 1 million views. And that's going to be a one-off viral video that peaks out of nowhere and gets you a tremendous amount of views. Or a channel that's grown over time so that it's averaging high numbers of views, in the millions of views. So firstly, the one-off viral. That sounds ideal, doesn't it? It sounds like what you're dreaming of. The algorithm finds you for some reason and picks you up above all the others and helps you out, and you really take off and you get that massive spike. I've sort of had this many years ago, and so have some of my friends. Not necessarily up to the height of 1 million views, but we've certainly had big spikes out of nowhere. And because I've experienced this and I've seen it with others, this is why I don't think I want this. My massive spike happened when my channel was completely not ready. I did not have the backup in other videos. People could come to that video and like it and then look at my channel and see there's nothing else I want to watch. And then they could come back in a week's time and see I hadn't added another video that they wanted to watch. There was nothing else there for them. Quite often, for people to learn to love you as a channel, what they need is when they've watched one video, they're suggested another and then another, and they go and binge a few of your videos and they fall in love with you and your style. And then they subscribe, they share with their friends, they do all the good things to help your channel grow. If they just see the one spike out of nowhere, they'll watch it, then they'll forget about it and they'll forget about you. You'll have what Daryl Eves calls your baseline, your average views before the spike, and your average views after the spike will be the same. You won't have grown any from this craziness. And even worse, if you put all the extra effort into one video to make it a standout to get your 1 million viral views, or you do something slightly different to get those viral views, it's not representative of your channel. Even if you did pick up a few subs, I'm sure just randomly getting 1 million views out of nowhere, some people will subscribe. But if that video was not representative, when you create your next video and it's not as good as that one, all these new subscribers will be disappointed, and eventually what you're going to have is a channel with a load of subscribers who are not interested. When YouTube shows them a video, they go, nah, I'm alright, mate. And so YouTube goes, this video must be rubbish. I'm not going to show it to anyone else. So you'll actually get less views after this viral spike than you would have got before. And worse is people's expectations. They now feel this is the new normal. So they're not seeing where your old baseline was and where your new baseline was. What they're seeing is where the spike was and where the baseline is, and thinking they've dropped, thinking they're doing bad. And this can be super demotivating. And if it happens to a small enough channel and they've not really had much growth, this can actually cause people to quit. I mean, it sounds unbelievable to have a massive viral hit would cause you to quit the channel, but you can't live up to that. That was really difficult, a one-off. Most of us won't live up to our last spike. I mean, I've been working hard on growing my YouTube channel for years now, and I haven't got close to that one viral spike that I had. Now, it is possible. Getting decent-sized spikes can be a good way to grow your channel, you know, jumping on these lucky viral hits. I have not seen any of my friends who are doing well jumping on trends and jumping on viral hits actually have a viral hit that's hit 1 million. They're hitting smaller but viral for the size of their channel, and they have a strategy, they have plans in place. In fact, my friend Nico just made a video on this while I was writing this script, so I will link to him. But it's basically the strategy that some of my friends have been using, and that is having the backup. You don't make just that one super video, you make a series of videos, and if one of them takes off, then you've got the other ones for people to come in and watch and watch and watch and fall in love with you. I have seen some people grow really well with this. My friend Dan Courier was a great example. He had been building up his Simplify YouTube channel for quite a while and had quite a good background in videos behind him. But then when YouTube changed the rules for monetization, he was in there quick before anyone else. When people were searching and wanting advice on this, he had a video on it, and that got loads of views. But he didn't stop on that viral. While that was getting loads of views, he was making the next video on this. So he came in from that spike, he clawed his way up video by video, and probably the videos after that got a little bit less, but he kept that momentum going. So I would certainly be happy with some slightly viral videos from my channel to jump on and climb that trend. But I don't want 1 million. But what about the second option, where growing to 1 million views on a video is a kind of normal thing? Well, firstly, this is very unusual. PewDiePie is the biggest individual creator on this platform, and his videos only get a few million. So if I was to build up a channel to that level, that is actually a massive level of fame. I believe most people don't want everything that goes along with a celebrity lifestyle. The lack of privacy and perhaps even danger when people find out your home address. This has happened to YouTubers. And worse, becoming YouTube famous without the backup to deal with it. If your dad is your manager or your best mate is your manager, they're just not equipped to help you deal with this the same way that if you become famous through film or something, if you had a proper celebrity manager could help you with. For example, they might not know the lines that you shouldn't be crossing, or they might not even have the confidence to tell you not to cross those lines, where fun pranks and japes can cross the line into offensive or even illegal behaviour. And also, speaking of your best mate as your manager, at this level, you are likely to have a team financially relying on you. That is a whole lot of pressure. People who you actually care about are relying on your videos to hit those high levels every single time you create a video. You need to keep these high numbers so that everybody can keep getting paid. And are these people still your friends, or are they just using you for clout to grow their own fame? Can you trust them not to spill the tea on you or create drama channels just to write off your success? And finally, following on from this, the pressure to keep these numbers high means making videos that appeal to the masses. And likely, the people don't enjoy what you enjoy. You might have got pigeonholed into something and you're creative and you want to branch out into other things, but people want you to keep on getting on the stage and singing the same old song. And sadly, in these kind of vast numbers, what a mob of people want is more and more extreme. Even for my relatively small channel, I see that. Create a helpful video with loads of tips and advice. Crickets. Create a shock face video. You won't believe this latest thing that Istnt's done. Create that video with surprise and awe and very little content. Way more clicks. So the pressure's on and there's only so many new things you can jump upon. And the pressure on a 1 million video view channel is so much greater than that. Look at Mr. Beast. He is doing awesome. He gets tens of millions of views on each of his videos. He's actually touted to beat PewDiePie at some point. But he has to work harder and harder on each of his videos, being a little more shocking each time. And to give away more money. He's given away a car in one video, and then later on a house, and just recently an entire island. How does he get more shocking than giving away an island? How much higher can he go to keep those numbers up? And how much higher is he willing to go? Because I'm pretty sure it would not be shocking just now for him to do a video on giving away a car. Done that. Nobody wants to see that anymore. And this always reminds me of the Robbie Williams song, Rock DJ, from many years ago now. He starts off dancing away, gets a bit of attention. This makes me think of Instagram or YouTube. He's getting a bit of attention for doing something, and that's great. But then people get bored. We've seen that. So he thinks about it, takes off some clothes. People are like, oh yeah, that's a bit more interesting. Right, let's see that. But the attention doesn't last very long, and he keeps on adding more and more until he's ripping off chunks of his flesh and throwing them at people. And I think that is what we've seen in some cases for some YouTubers who've gone too far on this platform. They keep on having to get bigger and bigger. They haven't got the managers behind them to tell them that that's too much. So they're having to rip off the hunks of their flesh and throw it at people to get the higher views. I don't want that. I don't want people relying on me ripping off my flesh. Do you?